What's up, guys? I hope everyone's here. Anyone here yet? What the hell? All right. Can you guys hear me? All right. Can you guys hear me? All right. Just making sure. Can you guys hear me? So, we got one person. What's up? How's life going? All right. We got 2 people, 3 people. 3 people, 4 likes. Wow. That's strange. What's going on, Keith, Lacey, Larry? How's everyone doing this evening? Is everyone surviving the cold? Come on, 25 people, 9 likes. Come on, guys. So once again, it is about 4 degrees in upstate New York. And Joseph, if you have an interesting photo, email it to me, please. I'll put my email in the South America, not too cold here. Man, I wish I was there. Salem, Virginia, below 0. It was like minus 45 degrees last night. It was insanely cold. You hear the wind just whipping through. I'm in the national park and heard a loud sound like a shotgun. Really sounded like a huge tree snapping and didn't see anything. Did anyone catch the news about taking out that freaking Chinese spy balloon? How crazy was that? Our government let a balloon fly across the entire continental United States. Yeah, they gathered info. Yeah, they did. They had it from day one. They definitely waited far too long. Yep, and he's claiming that that he ordered the destruction of it on Wednesday. I just find that hard to believe. That's like saying the laptop was not his son, right? 57 people, 30 likes. Come on, let's get it to 57. What's going on? Oh, 2 people left. See ya. So, I guess a lot of you guys have been with me for a while. Do you guys remember when I was sponsored by that company, Tromix Lead Delivery System? Does anyone remember that? Yeah, they should have shot it down after it was over the Alaskan islands. Well, I just want to show you guys something. I picked up a new firearm this weekend, actually Friday, and it is a one of a kind. It just got released this year at the 2023 SHOT Show. I like lever actions and I like tactical rifles like most Americans. And there is nothing, the magazine is unloaded, but look at this beast. How freaking awesome is that? It's made by POF. It's chambered in 9mm. And I picked it up. I ordered it Wednesday and I picked it up yesterday. Stoked. And thanks, Lee. Was so excited that I got it. It was crazy though, because I had gotten a shotgun last week, and New York State or the ATF or whoever, um, is that going to do the job, Jeff? What job? I'm not using it to shoot dogmen or anything like that. And if I chambered it in 9mm Fort Scott TUI and I unloaded that mag on it, probably. So anyway, I ordered the shotgun, or I bought this shotgun last Saturday, and I've never had an arrest. I don't have a criminal record. I have nothing. I had to wait 5 days. I had to wait until Thursday to pick it up. I ordered this on Wednesday and get it shipped up from Florida. And the first half of my uploads, what do you mean, in the daytime? Because I put 2 uploads a day out. So when I say the second half of the upload, there's one out at 11 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time, or noon, somewhere around there. And then at night, I put the second half out. So there's always 2 videos out every day. That's what I mean by second half, first half. So anyway, I go to get it and pick this up. I don't have to wait. No waiting at all. I was like, what the hell is this all about? And yeah, so definitely a really awesome rifle. I'm super, chambered in 9mm, so it's fun to shoot. 4570. Yeah, I have a 4.58 SOCOM that was actually built for me by Tony Ramore, the creator of the gun. So, and 4570 is a great round. Yeah, we're about 12 people watching that haven't hit the thumbs up. Jeff, the hardest working man. That's funny. Thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Shalom. So yeah. Anyway, crazy thing. I went the night that I picked up my shotgun, Thursday. I was leaving the firearm store and jumped in my car, and I had a text. And the text was from a subscriber that had been on the show already and said that something happened at NADP, North American Dogman Project, and that the Air Force fella, Nikki Valente, just kind of was a jerk to Jody Cook, who started NADP. And, I was like, whoa, what the hell? Because I've always liked Jody, really nice guy. And so I called him up as I was driving home and talked to him. And hopefully soon I'll have Jody on the show to share a little bit with us. But yeah, I couldn't believe the craziness that goes on in the community. It's people always want to become some kind of star or whatever without doing work, without really looking at things. Thanks. That picture was painted by a subscriber of mine. And it's like people fail to realize that there is no experts in this field. I learn more about things, I learn more about or get more ideas for theories from you guys than a so-called expert that's on, like TV. And so, hey, buddy, how are you? My daughter's in the comment section. Oh, that's embarrassing. That's my daughter who had a Dogman experience in the cemetery down the road from her boyfriend's house. Her boyfriend had actually caught an amazing picture too. Yep, my daughter, she is awesome. She was actually here the night that I picked up my shotgun, and that I had to wait for it. Anyway, what do y'all want to talk about tonight? Any ideas? The origin of Dogman. Do I have any idea of origin of Dogman? Um, well, I talked a little bit about that. I actually have encounters in Europe. I've shared them worldwide. I have a whole folder full of encounters of worldwide subscriber submissions. Probably a while ago. My book that I'm writing. I I haven't been doing too much writing actually. I don't have time too much time in the day to do much. Um, Victor is, I don't know. I have not spoken to him in a very long time. Um, the last time I spoke to him, like I said, last live stream we had, his phone is disconnected, and that it's been a while since I've even spoke with him, but that's neither here nor there. Well, there's about there's about 122 people in here, so it's kind of hard. I'm not ignoring anybody. The live streams are being played. They're still in the I'm afraid that he's dead too, actually. Douglas James Cottrell. Well, that's a theory. You know, that's really a theory, especially coming from a psychic medium. Well, I'm glad you're over here. I right. Thanks for coming over. I'm glad the buffering happened. You'll probably have more fun here anyway. There may be a connection between national park stuff. I'm not really sure. There's way too much going on in national parks to just have it be one thing. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? Jody, how can you tell the difference between truth and theory? That's a good one. Well, you can't, because you unless, I mean, the way I look at it is I don't really, I can't fully accept something unless I've seen it, touched it, heard it, smelled it, tasted it, whatever, and I've said it 100 different times, uh, that the only thing I know truth is what I saw in 94, other than that, it's just, a lot of it is theory. Not really, because yeah, we're in a field of, uh, this is a science based on theory and really secondhand and firsthand basis. So, uh, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, Nikki, but anyway, so once you see a dog man, you question all truth. That's true. That is very true. When I had my experience, I didn't really, I believed in Bigfoot, I believed in UFOs, I believed in the paranormal. Once I had my experience, it changed everything for me. It was time to question everything and not buy into anything. Um, but I don't know how to do super chats, Inquisitive Southern Woman, so I can't help you. I'm sorry. I really honestly don't know how to do any of that. I still think it'd be fun driving on the back road. No, new creation Koi. The reason why the change of the name change was Dogman. It was just Dogman Encounters with Jeff Nadolny, and now it's Dogman and Paranormal Research with Jeff Nadolny. So I mean, I've been to the Conjuring House. I am fascinated with all things strange. No, I definitely would not want to change. Um, I would still want to have my encounter, most certainly. I don't think he's the best storyteller. I mean, if you're into mumbling, yeah. How do you go about seeing one, do you think? Probably going out into the woods and really just being in the woods. What's up, Thunderbolt? Can I give you many stories if you ever want to hear? My email is in the description and I just put it in the thing. I'd love to hear your stories. I'd love to narrate them, have you on and share. Yeah, that barn is a very crazy place. Probably one of the scariest places that I have ever been. And I went to the Conjuring House, so that barn is definitely a scary, scary place. My daughter's been there, Abigail, and it's just now it's nothing like it used to be when I was growing up. And that whole area is just haunted with very terrifying. My great uncle used to tell us a story about this little blue man. What is the rake? The rake is a creepypasta. The crawler is a creature, but the rake is a creepypasta written by Tobias Wade, and there is no real historic factual basis about a creature called the rake. You're being fine, Nikki. Don't worry about it. No, not YouTube at Jeff Nadolny. Here, I'll put it in again. If you go to any of my videos, it's in the description of one of my video or all of my videos. Anybody that has any encounters can just send them to my email, which is right here. It's also in the description below of all my videos. Okay, here's something we can talk about. Do you guys remember a while back I had, thanks Christine, I appreciate that. I really do. I'm sorry, I was only busting your butt with the whole Marvin thing. He's a good guy, I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know him too much, but that's cool that you co-hosted with him. Okay, here's something crazy. The homeless population in California. Does anybody... I don't even know where you got that address. And that is my parents' address, Gary. So don't ever do that again, or I won't. I'll just ban you from here, please. I'd really just email me, please. Okay. There's a lot of crazy people online. Please just email me, Gary, if you ever want to. If anyone wants to send me anything, don't go online and search my information because it's not there. My parents' address is there, and it'd probably be bad for people to show up there. But please just email me, all right? Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, brother. I know you haven't, Kevin. I know things happen all the time. Believe me, there's a there's a story that I want to share with you guys. There's this girl who reached out to me from South Dakota. Yeah, South Dakota. And it is the coolest, not coolest. The hell am I saying? I'm reading comments and trying to talk. Hang on, I'll get back to you, California. That was an awesome movie. Anybody remember that movie, California, with Brad Pitt in it, spelled with a K? That was a badass movie. Now I'm getting off track here. The address is gone. It was an accident. It really was. He didn't. Maybe he did. I don't know. Okay, so population. The guy that I had from California, down by San Bernardino, and we were talking about the don't worry about it, Gary. Don't worry about it. Thanks, Dana or Diane. I'm sorry, Gary. Don't worry about it. It was an accident. Shit happens all the time, brother. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it so much. All right, so okay, that's the story I wanted to hear. All right, I keep getting sidetracked with the comment section. So there's this story that I wanted to share with you guys, and it was from a subscriber. We talked on the phone, and it kind of sucked because, like, I wanted to interview her. I just wanted to record the conversation because it was such an amazing encounter. She's hiking in the Black Hills of South Dakota, right? And she had been out there for the entire day, beautiful day. Um, and as she's leaving the area, she sees what appeared to be this coyote, she thought, or wolf. It was bigger than a wolf or bigger than a coyote, about the size of a wolf, um, and very strange looking. And its paw was in like this bear trap. Well, she was contemplating, how am I going to get this thing out of this trap? What the hell? So she finally ends up pulling the trap apart, getting the thing free. It didn't bite her. That's the biggest thing she was worried about, right? So about 2 years go by, and she's in the same location. She's hiking, but she's got her baby with her, and she's got one of those like front backpack where you put your kid, right in the front there. And yeah, so she's like just walking, have another beautiful day. She's got her kid, and she gets to this section. So she's like walking, and she gets to this section where like the rocks or the cavern kind of come in like that, right? But it doesn't go all the way to a wall. There's kind of like a slope. And she sees this demonic freaking dog man. This just like monster. Like it didn't look like anything she had ever seen before. It's growling at her. It starts to come down the hill slowly at her. She's got her kid. She's like, what the hell is going to happen to me and my kid? And all of a sudden, holy shit, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Wow, guys, thank you. And she starts to back away, and this dogman comes. Two dogmen come up to her, and they kind of pull her away and stay there. And then this other one, this smaller one, comes out of freaking nowhere and kind of like escorts her away from the area, right? Um, they get to a location to where it's safe, everyone's safe. Thank you, Elizabeth. I really appreciate that. And she happens, something's familiar about this dog, man, right? And he looks at her, and he looks at his leg, right? And she looks down, and she sees a scar. She doesn't think anything of it. And she's rescued, she's safe, she's gone. Later that night, she's at home where, everything is decompressing. She's just really looking back at the night and like, holy shit, I almost died. What the hell was that? What the hell were those things? Because there's a monster one, and then there's another 3 monster ones that just saved me. And she remembers the wound on its leg, the scar. And so she then puts 2 and 2 together that the creature that she saved 2 years prior was the one that just saved her. And I was like, what the hell? It was just so unimaginable. And she just couldn't believe that was she was just that the favor was returned, you know? So it was one of the most amazing experiences I heard, and I really wish I could get her to come on. I've sent her multiple messages, and she's just, you know, I don't know. I think she's afraid of sharing her encounter. I don't know if she was pregnant or not. I don't remember. I don't think she was pregnant. Yes, she was pregnant. That's right. That's right. She was. Where are they from? I don't know. I don't know. I heard I shared it yesterday or in today's upload this morning. This guy had reached out to me, and he had said to me, you know, and I had talked about this a little while back, and he said, you know, hey Jeff, I've gotten in touch with. That's right. Thanks, Russ. Thank you. That's right. She pointed at her belly. Thanks, Rocks and Steady. I appreciate that, man. Um, I all right, guys. I've answered the Victor question twice tonight. Victor is more than likely dead. Unfortunately, I've never, um, ever, I've not talked to him in a very long time. So and his phone is disconnected. And yes, Steve, you're right. It is that same story. Unfortunately, it's it's tragic. I wish he was still with us. I reached out on Thanksgiving. I reached out on Christmas. I texted him, you know, Merry Christmas. I texted him, Happy Thanksgiving. And I tried to call him on New Year's Day, and his phone was done. So I don't even know if those texts um, had gone out to him, if his phone was disconnected at that point in time. So I don't even know. Victor was a CIA agent who was on my channel. And if you guys go back into the live stream, the first live stream that I shared, I actually shared proof of who he was. And I don't know if anyone was here the first live stream I did, but I shared, you know, some emails that he had shared or that I had gotten. You know, I'll tell you something. The first day he reached out to me and he said he started talking to me, um, I was like, wow, is this guy for real? You know? And I started to talk to him a little more and more. And we talked every day, pretty much. And I'll never forget this. I never will. And he laughed at it too. Um, no, Victor has not been relocated. He was poisoned and he's more than likely dead. The last time I talked to his son, he was not doing well at all. So he's not relocated. He was definitely done with the agency and everything else. Yes, he did love the 458 Win Mag. He did. So anyway, uh, we're talking, and I'm like, wow, you know, this guy's cool. Like, I had a hard time at first. You know, I was like, well, how the hell am I supposed to believe this? And then things just started to make sense and add up that he was who he said he was. And then things happened with Luke in Taylor, Mississippi, that he went down there and helped Luke. And I'll never forget the time he sent me the story of Little America. And you guys, the Little America story, I kind of almost didn't share on the channel because I was like, you want me to tell people that you were in a sleeping bag with a dogman, a female dogman, female werewolf? I'm like, please don't make this even weirder. Please. I'm like, please don't tell me that like some kind of crypto bestiality shit went down. And he started laughing. And it's not a talking dog man. It was a werewolf. There's two differences. Werewolves have no tail, have a human-like body, no hocked legs, almost resemble a Bigfoot, and have vocal cords to where they can speak. There are dogmen in the Netherlands. Dogmen worldwide. How can we? It's up to you if you want to believe people. I mean, you don't have to believe people at all. But when you get an email that is from CIA.gov, that's kind of hard to not believe. Massachusetts. Yes, I have actually. I like the arch of the Arc of St. Louis, and the bar one too, where it was hidden. No, this isn't my first time mentioning that he was poisoned. I'm glad he chose me. He was a wonderful person. I really miss him actually. He was just a really cool guy to talk to. He he was a bit sensitive for him being a hunter, but just a really, really super nice guy. Hey, you know what? Why are you saying you're sorry? You didn't do anything. Show people support. Show everyone support. Everyone needs support. You did have a lot of good info. I'd love to hear the sins of oblivion. My email is in the description of every video I put out. I'd love to hear that, actually. He did love his family. Dude, there was this guy here. This is crazy. There was a person that had listened to the Alaskan story that when he took his son up to Alaska, and thank you. And the guy actually thought that his sons were like teenagers, younger than teenagers. And I'm like, he started like ridiculing on him. And I'm like, bro, these were men. These are men. One is a park ranger in Georgia. One is I mean, it's people are just. I haven't seen a Bigfoot. If you could get them to write that down, or if you know it, I'd love to hear it. Christopher, I was talking to you. I'd love to hear that. My email is in the description. I miss Victor too, Elizabeth. He was a freaking super guy. That'd be awesome. I'd appreciate that. I don't know if they're I don't know if dogmen are that is true. I actually had a person from West Virginia talking about uh a hyena like creature, and the fur that was out of Colorado is Pachy corcuta corcuta, so you don't have to. I don't know why some, but what I saw in '94 resembled Anubis uh, a lot. Actually, it didn't have that long, elongated snout. It was really, really strange. I have a lot of encounters from subscribers that had seen hyena like Dogman. I don't think there's a type though, and I had talked about that a while ago. It's like saying, first of all, that type, that chart, that type and variant chart was created by a person who was obsessed and still is with views and this and that and what their channel can do for you. And they had never even had an encounter. Okay. But like what that's like putting a type and a variant on people, you know? Like I have brown hair. Well, I have gray hair now, but I had brown hair. So brown hair and blue eyes. So that makes me a type 3 human, variant 4. But this guy with brown hair and brown eyes is a type 3, variant 2. With it, they're dogmen. I already shared about the DNA. Came back corcuta corcuta with a added, and it was a DNA panel, yeah. And there was a um, strain of DNA that was really strange. Um, I'm not going to answer that. My grandfather, a lot of my family members are, and maybe to Nikki. I'm going to do a video about the DNA. I want to get my friend uh, Andrew and his friend Lauren together so we can get it figured out. Where is Keith? I don't see Keith in the There's Keith. What's up, Keith? Keith's from Florida. There's actually a. I did a whole upload about this deer man that was spotted in Canada for like a friggin' pasture had spotted it at one time. Keith, you're saying hi to Elizabeth, but you're not saying hi to me, brother? I'm just kidding. Hey, Dakota, how are you? Thanks, Keith, for the acknowledgement. Well, so much of in Canada is it's not inhabited by humans, but by other things. Come on, guys, we're missing like 50 likes. The like to people ratio is off. Come on, people, 224 to 171. I bet those people that are listening and not hitting the like button are my trolls. There we go. Come on, get it up there. What's going on, Stephanie? And Nikki, chances are you need to just stop watching conspiracy about that because a lot of what is on the internet is not even true. A Gugwi is a Micmac name for a pretty much a werewolf. It has a snout, it has human-like legs, no tail, but Gugwi is just a Micmac name for a creature that's oh, the 12-year-old boy that talks in New Mexico. Yeah, I did. Dark Waters, salute. Nope, I'm not. I'm definitely not. What kind of question is that anyway? Are you lacking in like social skills? I wasn't talking to you, Christopher. Probably. That's all right. I am too. My tats? Um, I guess I got. I don't know. I don't know if I want to show you guys my tats. You want to see my tats? It's kind of weird. Are dogmen of the Jew? No, dogmen are not Jewish. Dogmen are freaking dogmen. And that lady, that Muslim lady, got booted out of Congress or wherever for freaking being mean to the Jewish people. So let's. No, they're not Doug people. They're dogmen. Yes, dogmen can be killed. Her booting was awesome. Did you see all the people crying? The AOC whole like the squad was all freaking blobbing. Thanks, Charlie. Well, paranormal experience, the evidence is you'd have to go in the woods with a rifle and shoot one yourself. Grace Smith. Yeah, there's way too many people disappearing in the Appalachia region of Virginia, West Virginia, and it's a shame. You know, it's almost like, you know, what's messed up is that, and I started to realize this when I started my channel and started to meet people from all around the country is, first of all, I'm going to tell you guys something that anybody that I've ever spoken to or ever have met on the phone or talked to about anything have been as nice as can be. Crazy thing is some of the nicest people I've ever spoken to about the topic of Dogman is, yes, homeless are going missing in California. Lots of them. We'll talk about that in a little bit, I promise. Is, dude, my paranormal experience, you're being a little bitch, yo. Gone. There you go. So anyway, where the fuck was I? Can someone remind me of what I was? Oh, West Virginia, Virginia. All right. So West Virginia and Virginia, it's almost like the government, federal, state level have just forgotten about these people and just wipe them off. It just like they just don't even care about the people that exist in that town or that area, excuse me, because they're labeled like, poor, lower class, not intelligent, yet they were minors. Pretty much what happened is our freaking populace went in and robbed them of, like we do all, every government does, is they rob people from their land, their mining rights, everything, and then just ignore them. And it's disgusting because, these poor people are just trying to live and they're being hunted by multiple monsters, and they don't know what to do. Just in 2021 alone, the end of 2021, beginning of 2022, there was over 12 disappearances in the West Virginia line, Tazewell, Buchanan, and Mercer, West Virginia. Out of those 12, I think 8 had been found either stuffed in a drainage pipe or a cave, and it's just been disgusting. Knife check. What knife check? Knife check. Microtech. I need a mod. I don't know what a mod is, and I'd rather just do stuff myself on the channel. I don't know how a mod is, how a mod works. Christine, if you want to email me and explain it to me, that's, if you could later, that'd be good. Okay, California. Yes. The people that are homeless in California down in like the San Bernardino area are going missing. And I had a subscriber that was just recently on talking about how he has a shop, a fabrication shop, and that during the nighttime, they would, for a while, they had to deal with the homeless population breaking into their factory. And then after a period of time, it wasn't the homeless, it was these dogmen. And they were hunting the homeless. They were actually like, and then the police would come and push the homeless to a more secluded area, which only then points to the police know that these creatures exist. They'd rather deal with, thanks Truth Without, appreciate it so much. They would rather deal with a missing homeless person than a living homeless person. So they pushed all of these homeless into these just friggin' secluded areas where they could be hunted. And it's just a disgusting thing. It happened, and it's what pretty much, not the homeless population in Virginia and West Virginia, but the population. And it's like the federal, state, and local police and government just don't care. They don't, and it's truly disgusting. They do use them as weapons. There was a guy that I had. There was a guy that I had. Why don't you talk? I don't know your Bigfoot sighting. Excuse me, my Bigfoot sighting. I've got a million things going on, so I can't. I'm trying to answer everybody, so I apologize if I'm not getting to people. I guess that's what super chat's for. I'm not really sure. Anyway. No, they don't deserve the treatment. They don't. They're, because they're down on their luck or they're fighting an addiction, it's sad. And to use these creatures to hunt them is just disgusting. That's probably true. I don't really watch movies, and definitely I have a hard time with werewolf movies because they're kind of fake. So I don't like listening to other channels, and I don't watch movies. So yeah, I don't know. I have this room right here is my life. Hey Dale. And if my daughter Abby is still in the chat, she'll answer that. Like, this room is truly my life. No, it's not my first time live. Norman Comics, yo. So I don't do much other than work on my channel or take care of my kids. Hey, Janice. Stephanie, probably the person that would answer that would be Kuhnbo. I know he's from Dark Waters. What's up, my homie? Everyone, welcome James to the chat. Big Dog is here. Daniel Ross, thank you so much. I will check it out after the chat, okay? I know who both of those people are. I want to talk to the Steve guy, and I'm not a fan of DP. I have my own reasons for that. Vic Cundiff is in the house? No, definitely not. James and Jeff are. How'd you get kicked off, Inquisitive? Yeah, you do. For the fourth time, I have not spoken to Victor. I believe Victor is dead. So, did you know that is? No, I didn't know that. MS, thank you very much. Stacy, it's fine. People have a lot of things to do. If half of what I heard is true. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that, Overbuilt. Ugh. But, I don't know him personally. I know James, Dark Waters is my homie. One funny thing, I was sicker than a dog once, and um, my throat was just destroyed. I had a fever, and James called me up and said, "Send me your address." And 2 days later, I had a big bag of chaga to make chaga tea with, and my throat was better, like almost in 2 days. And that's what a real friend, that's what a friend does. And I've always had tremendous amount of respect uh, for Dark Waters. What channel? Christine Stedman, what channel? Who are we talking about? Can you answer me, please? I got lost there. I want to know what. Charge your phone. Just plug it in, bro. Stay on. I don't know if dogmen live in 50 states, probably 49. Thanks, Holly. No, it's not $20 to ask or chat. My Bigfoot sightings is Vic Cundiff's other channel. Oh, so Vic Cundiff was here? Holy shit, I was blessed with Vic Cundiff. Wow, thank you. Sweet. Did he leave when DW showed up? Is DW still here? You know what would be sick is if all the animosity just like in the community stopped, you know? And I know that's what one thing James really wants to do. Yes. James and I really have discussed that so much that we don't want animosity in this community anymore. James, before you came on, I was talking about how I reached out to Jody Cook the other day, and I hadn't spoken to him in a long time because of that whole Nick Valente thing that went on. And, thanks, Sully. And, it was really nice to talk to Jody. And I know you had Jody on your show a little while back. And I invited him on my show, but Jody's going through some health issues right now. So, if everyone could keep Jody Cook in their prayers, he's a veteran. He loves the Dogman community. You might not have to like who he is or whatever, what he represents or whatever, but he is a good guy. Chaga is amazing. Scott, why do you put clickbait? You don't even believe yourself. Idiot boy, if I didn't believe myself, I wouldn't have seen one. Scott, why? So, and I don't do clickbait. Does anybody think I clickbait on my channel? Pops, thank you so much. Yeah, I don't think I clickbait. Anyway, my daughter Abigail, who was here earlier, she said that she's like, you don't clickbait. So I don't even know what the clickbaiting is all about. I think it's bullshit when people clickbait. In Dark Waters is the same way with his, when we post a video on a video or Jesus Christ, I'm talking like a moron. When I or Dark Waters create an upload and we share a video clip, right? He and I both say it's up to you guys. We already have our own opinion on what we think of that video, but why influence your guys' decision with what our opinion is? That's the way I look at it. And I know that's the way he looks at it. I mean, I've actually learned a lot about being a creator from James. He's just a tremendous person. Can you eat birch bark? I saw someone say like the chaga. I didn't ban Vic. I didn't even know he was on my channel. How to recognize the truth in the sea of lies. It's pretty much up to you. What you feel is truth, what you deem as truth. Birch bark is for tea. Okay. So you just take the white, like the white bark and put it in tea? Never heard of that. That's cool. Not a chance, Jeff. What? Birch leaf tea is pretty friggin' tasty. Silver Fox 1. See you later, my friend. I drink mushroom coffee. Huh. Very true. Truth doesn't need you to believe it for it to be true. That's very true. Holy cow. That is absolutely a wonderful statement. Thanks, MS. Vic Cundiff was really here? Does anyone believe that? For real? I mean, really? He was really here? He bounced when James showed up, when the big dog showed up. That's funny. He's probably lying in the shadows, lurking like a perverted dog man. Who said Bigfoot was a monkey in the woods? He could be a monkey in the woods, like a huge jacked monkey in the woods, you know? Joe Rogan thinks he's a Gigantopithecus. Did anyone catch? If you guys really want to watch like a really, if you don't want to watch James or I, but if you want to watch another interesting podcast, Joe Rogan had Forrest Gallant on, and Forrest is this. He's a biologist, and the dude is like found 6 or 7 different species that were supposed to be extinct. And they were talking about cryptids. And I always talk about this because his theory on the chupacabra is just mind blowing. And it's just really cool. Good old skunk ape. Yeah, probably Joe Rogan. I mean, he's a friggin' millionaire. Meyer, yes. I don't know if that was a dog man. I've got the video saved. I'm thinking you're thinking about the husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend that were walking their dog, and that thing was in the woods behind them. Yeah, yep. That's a very interesting and crazy experience. Monkeypox. That's bad news if you got big monkeypox from Bigfoot, yo. Paranormal Witness with the wolf-like creatures. Is that the one with the family from Maine? Everyone has a theory until it rips your face off. That's awesome. The Palmyra, I think that was the Palmyra wolf creatures. And the kids, they were walking in the woods and very true, Nina. He plays people in the or the Palmyra wolf creatures in Maine. They I don't think that family would have gotten attacked if the yeah, they do drag their dead into it. They hide them, but I don't think that family would have gotten attacked if the kids didn't mess the hole in the ground. What was DW being doing here? My best friend, and he's showing support. No, I'd be slapping a dog man in the face. I've heard of a guy that was trapped when his vehicle was broken, and he pulled out a base, but I don't, never heard of anyone slapping. My audio is breaking up. Is my audio breaking up? It shouldn't be. You can't hear me now? I froze. Can you guys hear me? Can't hear me? I'm back. Is it good now? All right. All right. Hang on. Hang on. You can hear me now. Okay. All right. You know what? It might be because of it's so cold up here, and um the wind is about 35 miles an hour, so it might be messing with my Wi-Fi service. I've got plenty of Wi-Fi. I've got my. You know what I was thinking about the other day? Has anyone heard about the where the center of the earth, I guess, stopped for a second? It stopped spinning for a second. Have you guys heard that? Yeah, so the center of the earth, the molten core of the earth, had stopped spinning, and then it started back up again. And I was like, I started to think about that. Um, what if that's the beginning of the next ice age? Because the poles have to shift, which would mean if the pole shifted, that would mean the core would have to spin the other way. Exactly. What's your opinion of the Detlef? My opinion of the Detlef Paz is um no pulls on a pancake, Jeff. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, we're screwed. What's up? The Davlov path, what do I think about it? Well, I don't know. I know that if I know that people might think that it was done by, like some, I don't know, person that is looking for views or whatever may come up with their own crazy theory and be like, Dogman definitely did the Davlov path. I think it was something much stranger than that, though. I think that something really bad happened. I think the Russian government was involved, um, but I don't think it was cryptid related for some reason. Well, scientifically, it was proven that the Earth's core did stop. What is the Dyatlov Path? It's an area of Russia where I believe it was 9 hikers um, were hiking, and they were in a tent, or they were in their tents, and when they were found, their tongues were bitten out. They were naked or in their underwear. It was a really bad incident. And they were in the Ural Mountains of Russia. I don't think they were doing too much skiing there. I think they were more or less hiking. Yeah, I said their tongues were bit out. I heard they were bit out. They weren't cut out. Some were burned, and they had ripped themselves out of the tent. They had like just ripped themselves out of the tent or cut themselves out of the tent. No, they weren't scientists. Uh, I don't know. Hang on a second. I want to check something really quick. Oh, they all hypothermia, and they were trekkers. They weren't skiing. Some were skiers, some were like professional skiers, but they were hiking. Missing 411 was Missing 411 is something really good. I think that that it really brought what we're dealing with in our national parks, the credit, or not credit, the publicity that it needed. Unfortunately, with all things that just things happen and things just get bad, I guess. I don't know. I don't buy that overbuilt. I really don't buy that. And I don't buy that. Wow, never mind. It could be 4 miles in cold storage. Yeah, I don't know what caused them to break themselves out of the tents like that. It was just a crazy thing. Yeah, Amber, it may be you know, effective, but I don't know. My uncle was in the hunted. the David Paulides movie, The Hunted. He was the under sheriff in Warren County about the Tom Mezek case. That's why I'm crazy fascinated with the Tom Mezek case. Actually, I was just talking to a guy about the Tom Mezek case because that case drives me nuts. It's exactly what it sounds like. He's under the sheriff. He's the second sheriff in charge. He's not a deputy and he's not a sheriff. He's the under sheriff. No, I don't. Jim Baker. No. I am 100% sober. I don't smoke marijuana. I don't take pain medication if I'm hurt. And I don't drink alcohol. Yeah, I wish we could bring grenades when we can't, but I live in the Soviet Republic of New York. The word sober means no cocaine. It's not a hard concept there, house guy. I think any kind of round, I know, house guy, I know. I think any kind of round could kill a dog man if bullet placement was sufficient. You know, you shoot a dog man in its eyeball, it's gonna die. You get a shot at its spinal cord, you're gonna sever its spine and it's gonna die. You know, it's yeah, placement is key. I think that I don't think you're gonna do much damage with a 22, but I think with the right kind of with the right placement and right bullet, you know, like Fort Scott Munitions. Fort Scott Munitions makes a TUI bullet, means tumble upon impact. And they shot a black bear with a 9mm long rifle, and it dropped the black bear. They then shot a boar with a 9mm long rifle, and they dropped the boar, one shot. And then with a pistol, 9mm, same rounds, shot to a body armor, and it shredded the body armor. So it depends on placement and projectile, but they're definitely killable. And there's on Fort Scott Munitions, if you go to their YouTube page, you can watch the video of them shooting that bear and the boar. Why kill a dog man in the first place? Because they want to kill us. Renee, have you there's this new federal Winchester just came out with a new shotgun round that it's a 1 ounce slug followed by 3 double-aught buck pellets. It's sick. Amber's leaving. Good night, Amber, if you're leaving. California, then check out the Winchester Defender 1 ounce slug with behind it. It's sick. Yeah, if you can find Dragon's Breath. Ranger truck is fake. That's a fake picture and a fake video. It's from a movie. You can see it's pure CGI. I live in New York. I can't get incendiary rounds. That's why I'm moving to Vermont next year. The Ranger truck is a fake picture and video. It's completely fake. How the hell, whatever, it was a dinosaur. Like, it was definitely not a Dogman. Like, you'd have to think about how big those claw marks were. No, Jim Baker, it's not real. It's fake. It's from a movie. Jim, if you think that's real, I have a bridge that I'll sell you. You guys probably were the ones that thought the Dogman that came from the video game was real too. No, don't burn the forest down, man. There's other animals that need to live. Okay, the truck wasn't real because if you look at the insignia on the truck, it's supposed to be from Los Angeles. That's not a Los Angeles. Um, that's not a Los Angeles emblem, and the claw marks are way too big. And a Wolverine's claws aren't that big to attack a truck that big. Do people even like? Can you really like? Do you, the concept? Jim, you really need to look. Never, I'm not even going to talk about it. You believe what you want. Yeah, do you think, Jim Baker, do you think Dog Soldiers was a real movie or just a movie? Yeah, it's pretty close to being real, but it's not real. Bullets laced with poison dart frog poison. Really, it was fake. It really was, magician. I swear to God. If you look at the logo on the truck and you compare it with a real Los Angeles park ranger logo, it is not the real logo. It's fake. Yeah, I guess I do need a moderator now. No, there has been no update on Philip, unfortunately. Jim, the logo's been the same for 50 fucking years, man. Dude, get a grip. Christine, me and you are going to talk about being a mod soon. Trust me. They probably did have some dog men guest starring in Dog Soldiers. You're absolutely right, Charlie. Thank you for bringing that just magnificent piece of information to us. Thank you, Ace. Oh, Wolverine from the X-Men. Okay. It more or less, I actually, after I saw the picture, and then that's what I immediately did. I compared the logo, and then I went looking for like some B movie, some B Jurassic Park, and I couldn't find it. I think it changed. I just looked it up. No, it didn't change. I saved it on my phone. It hasn't changed since. Jesus Christ, man. Prove it yourself, Jim. Do some research. Instead of typing at your keyboard and trying to argue with somebody, like actually look into it instead of buying everything and believing, oh my God, I see this picture. It's real. I agree, Ace. It has not changed in 46 years. I already debunked it, Abe Lincoln. It's not hard to debunk. I just did it right in front of you. Holy Jesus Christ. Spilling tea with Spunky Sparky. See you later, brother. Have a good evening. I hope you rest well, stay warm, stay healthy. It may overbuilt. You're probably right. Annie, it's my live stream, and if I want to curse, I will. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, bounce. Sorry. I curse every once in a while. I'm a human. Abe Lincoln, I literally just debunked it. Look at the logo in the truck. It's not a hard thing to hear. Did everyone else get that? You all got it, right? Holy God. But the claw marks. Have you ever heard of CGI? Jim, have you ever heard of CGI? Holy man. Or Photoshop. Good night, Larry. I hope you have a wonderful night. The claws matched up to what, Abe? To what you want them to match up to? Christopher, who? Me? Did I ever work construction? I worked construction. I agree, Robert. I agree. I got to figure out how to get moderators. Abe Lincoln comes in with the damn trolls. God bless you, brother. God bless you. What is what are you guys's, what is anybody's views of the Skinwalker Ranch? Portal, yeah. I think it's a portal. No, not the series. The real like portals, yeah. You know, I think okay, so this is just my own like ideas that I kick around. Um, but I think that because there had been so much stuff that happened at skin around the land of Skinwalker Ranch, I think that with like the Navajo in the Ute Wars, and there was so much blood spilled and so much black magic practiced, I think that a lot, yes, there is a lot of there's poltergeist activity, cryptid activity, UFO activity, portals. Um, I think that that place is just a really. Does anyone know if it had if it is it falls on ley lines or whatever? Very true, Harold. It is native land. I mean, back in the days, it was all native land, right? I mean, truthfully, skinwalkers are Navajo, Wendigo are my culture, which is Mohawk. I actually I had a lady on Rex to answer that. I had a lady on that. No, the Wendigo is not a type of dinosaur. Jeez, crow, Jim, just go away. Stop. Um, the a lady that I had on once had an altercation or a kind of a something going on with a Bigfoot, and she closed her eyes and started to um speak like she was just like kind of, I guess, talking to it telepathically, and it did say son of Cain. The lady that it happened to was from Ohio, and I had actually, when I did the interview with her, I had pulled up her land on Google Maps. Yes, and yes, Robert, I did. When I pulled up her land on Google Maps, every everything started to like clear was really clear on the map except her home in her backyard. Take care, new creation. There's lots of encounters. Victor talked about dogmen being captured all the time. I've never heard of the hitchhiker theory. I'm gonna have to look into that. Thanks for bringing that up, Overbuilt. That's interesting. Where do you, Dave? Where do you find the photos of that in the Vatican? Where could I find that? Oh, basically demonic attachments. Okay. Okay. So like when Overbuilt and Christopher, so it's like when I went to the Conjuring house and prior to leaving, I said, whatever is here, don't follow me. Stay here wherever. That would be like a hitchhiker. Ah, okay. Black eyed kids, they scare the living crap out of me. There was a black eyed kid story that happened in New York, and my daughter, um, with Abigail, who was in the chat a while ago, was completely fascinated with them. Good night, Russ. Have a great night. Stay safe, my friend. Oh, RH, little greenish blue creatures. Is that, are you getting what we were talking about earlier when I got cut off? Or hey Katie, when I got distracted. So back, no, I don't let my oldest daughter near black eyed kids. She was just fascinated with the videos on them and learning about them. Um so uh back when earlier tonight when we started talking, we're going to end this in about 10 minutes, so I want to get this in real quick. um we were talking about my family's farm and how creepy it really was, and my great uncle was, God, he was like 80 something years old at the time and very, very strong. Just a really great guy, farmer tough, I guess. And he told us about this creature that I don't know if it lived on the farm or if he was even alive, but it was just this like 4 to 5 foot tall, bluish light creature. And the it came around after a guy had been killed in a pig pen, and it messed with all the animals. And it was just really bad. William, I'm actually gonna. Blue skin means you have mercury in your blood, but this is a glowing blue, like it was an actual creature. In the painting, The Last Judgment. Okay, thank you, Dave. Is that so? That's what you meant. All right. I just okay. Salty Rant, what's up, brother? Want to hear something crazy? Speaking of that hitchhiker thing, when we were at the Conjuring house, there is that hole that it's in the basement, the well, right? And the new owner that owns it now is she's got these little bottles and she's bottling the water of the well. And I bought two of those bottles with me and brought them home. Um, and some really, really weird crap happened uh, until I got rid of them and everything just kind of settled down. But it was really not a cool experience. Holly, did you watch the video that we did there? What happened? Thanks, Phyllis. Um, just a lot of negativity. My youngest daughter was seeing a lot of weird things and just a lot of weird things would happen. Like I would see things out of the corner of my eye. Uh, Probably why I got sick. Yeah, actually, that was one of them. And there was just a lot of weird stuff that happened. And then I realized I was like, wait a second, that water is still in the thing. And I got rid of it actually. No, it was definitely the water. No, not like black shadows, just like someone was there. Like I thought I'd see somebody and they weren't there. My cat started acting really crazy too. Kind of. Blessings, Stephanie Adams. Have a great night. Night, Joseph. I did not ban you, Jim. I did not ban you. You're still here, aren't you? Jesus. It was a fun investigation. We're gonna go to the Lizzie Borden house. My daughter and I are gonna go there probably next month, I think. It depends on how much they're gonna charge to let us explore the whole house. There's a lot of places I want to go. Thank you, Existors Revelation. I appreciate that. I'm not sure. There'll be a live stream every Saturday. I don't know. I don't know the time. I just know that there'll be a live stream every Saturday. So that's about all I know. Yeah, I heard something about that, but I don't think it was in 99. I think it was back in 64. Debbie, I'm glad you're here. I hope you feel better. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there with false valor. You know what? Since what, it's almost you guys want to do a couple encounters real quick? All right, we'll talk about I've got a couple of encounters. Some subscriber stuff we'll do. All right. All right. Here we go. Okay, you ready? I love doing this. Jim, I'm sorry if I got hard on you, man. I'm don't take it wrong, okay, brother? Overbuilt. Have a good night. You're not leaving, are you, Overbuilt? Because I'm going to do some encounters real quick. The Pugweenies they're in Massachusetts, right? I believe. Anyway, some subscriber experiences. In the summer of 2012, I took a job as an expedition canoe guide on the Boundary Waters in northern Minnesota and the southern and Quantico side of southern. Sorry, hang on. In the summer of 2012, I took a job as an expedition canoe guide on the Boundary Waters in northern Minnesota Quetico, southern Ontario. These are massive wilderness areas of lakes and lands. I was working for the Boy Scouts, and we were based on Moose Lake on the US side. My job was to facilitate a fun and safe multi day trip, anywhere from 7 to 12 days out. Most of that summer was typical, but one expedition that particularly haunts me still, as a result of what happened to us over the course of a few days. Here is my full account. My crew was on the younger side. There were 9 of us in total, the maximum allowed in the group per our permit. There were 6 scouts, 2 adult advisors, scoutmasters, and myself. They had wanted to do a 200-miler, but didn't have the physical ability to do so. They were all bummed, so I decided to take them to a waterfall called Edie Falls. It's a pretty flat up there, so the waterfall is somewhat rare, but the decision would end up putting us up in a path of something. We visited the falls and camped near it. That evening, I had the boys working on the camp setup while the advisors worked on the fire for dinner. I was collecting firewood in a big tangle of downed trees, brush, and bramble. I could faintly hear the falls off to my left when out of nowhere I heard the most unearthly scream/roar I'd ever heard. It stopped me dead in my tracks, and I was frozen. The second scream was closer, the third closer. I couldn't see anything due to the thickness of the brush, but whatever it was coming directly at me. By the fourth scream, I could feel it in my chest. I got nauseous and involuntarily barked at it. I never heard it before or since that sound come out of my body. The fifth scream almost physically hurt, but it snapped me back to reality, and I ran back to camp. My crew had heard it as well, but I told them that it was some kind of boar. There's no boar up there, and the advisors knew I was lying, but didn't call my bluff. After dinner, they went to their tents. I retired to my hammock about 50 yards from camp. As a rule, I always set my hammock at head height, so about 6 feet up. I would use a tarp over my body and head to keep the morning dew off and the morning mosquitoes at bay. But the tarp wasn't strung up. That's important. It was loosely over me. It must have been around 3 or 4 in the morning when I was awakened to the sound of what sounded like a woman sobbing. Not an outright cry, but a sob. At the same time, I'm hearing something walking through the thick brush down past my feet. So I listen, totally still and quiet as it crossed into camp. I could hear the change from brush to granite rock, but could still hear its heavy footfalls as it walked right through our camp and towards me. At this point, the tarp is still over my head, so I can't see anything, and I did not know what to do. In no time, it was standing right next to me. I could hear the breathing, loud and congested sounding. I could smell the musk. I could feel its enormous presence only inches from my body, just standing there. Time to make a decision. I suddenly threw the tarp off of my head, and as I did this, my left hand touched the thing in its chest. It was dark, but I could make out briefly a very large upright figure. The hair on it was long and coarse. Its musculature was impressive. Bodybuilder status pectoral is what I touched. It all happened in a second. And as soon as my hand made contact, it bolted back into the brush with immense speed for such thick debris. By the time I get my headlamp on, it was gone. My crew had slept through it. So I read until the sun came up and decided not to mention it. The next day, we moved a few miles towards base camp and camped on a small island. Campsites on the U.S. side are designated by a fire pit and a grumper, which is a fiberglass toilet over a deep hole. We were just arriving, and it was evening. One of the adult advisors needed to visit the grumper, so he walked towards it. About 2 minutes later, we heard him yelling and he came running back to camp, still pulling his pants up, and said he had just seen a creature run right in front of him. I asked him if maybe it was a bear, and he said absolutely not, that he had hunted bears for years and this was no bear. It was some sort of creature at least 9 feet tall. At this height estimate, I'm imagining being back in my hammock. If I touched the chest, I was about 6 feet off the ground. That puts its head close to 9 feet. Was whatever this was stalking us, or was there more than one? The boys were now scared. Time to mitigate. I suggest a night paddle. No one's sleeping anymore anyway, so we pack up and set out at around 8 p.m. and paddled by headlamp for several miles. My plan was to get back to Moose Lake and camp very near to base so we could be the first crew off the water the following day. Moose Lake is connected to Newfound Lake by a small pinch and a channel of water that is not very deep or wide. There's dark woods on both sides. We were right in the middle of the pinch when a rock the size of a basketball came flying out of the woods on the right side and narrowly missed us. The bow of the canoe I was steering, there's no cliff there. This thing was forcefully thrown at us from the tree line. At this, we paddled like hell. We paddled to the center of Moose Lake, tied all the 3 canoes together, and we sat there all night. With the sunrise, we paddled to base camp and ended our expedition. We did not want to talk about what happened, and I was okay with that. They left for Oklahoma the next day. After they left, I went to work a shift in the canoe yard, helping the crews offload. My buddy Justin got back that day from the trip in the same area we had been in Bear Loop. And as I was helping him put a boat on the rack, I noticed he had a distant look, almost 1,000-yard stare. I asked how his trip went, and he said it was all good until they hit Knife Lake, Newfound Lake. He said they were being messed with for 2 nights on Knife, and then had a rock thrown at them in Newfound Pinch. Sure enough, for the solid 2 weeks after that, crews kept coming back from that area with very similar stories. One night there was a crowd of us guides in the staff lodge swapping trail stories, and these encounters came up one after another. Screams, rocks, sightings of unknown creatures. Then from the back corner of the room I heard a chuckle. It was one of the old veteran guides who had been there for over a decade. All he said was, "It's about time somebody else saw one of these things." I asked how long he had known they were there. He said he has been encountering them for at least 10 years. Then he said they talked to me. This shocked me. Like a language, I asked? No, they communicate telepathically. The less you acknowledge them, the less they'll bother you. But they can read you, and they like it when you're afraid. It's a game to them. What happened out there is still a big question in my mind. I've always been open to the idea of Sasquatch. Their existence was never a huge stretch to me. But what really sticks with me is the way the veteran guide spoke of their intelligence and their telepathic abilities, that they can read human emotion as clearly as pages of a book, that they know our species better than we know ourselves. All right, guys. Yeah, I definitely would have pooped in my hammock too. So I hope that you guys all had a wonderful time tonight with this live stream. It was definitely fun. I really had a great time hanging out with you guys. And I think this is definitely going to be a every week thing, you know. I'm definitely going to get a mod, and that way, you know, we can figure out everything. But yeah, this was fun. I really had a blast with you guys. I think it's good doing these because, I've been doing this channel for 4 years, and um, I've been doing this for 4 years, and I got to meet people that have sent their encounters into me and talk to people that I've interviewed. But I think this is cool because of the way I can interact with you guys. And if I offended anybody tonight, I apologize. I'm only human. Um, I that's not my goal. But, I curse. I do swear. I guess someone didn't like it, me swearing, but yeah, I'm human. My dad was in the Navy, and that man could make one sentence out of the F word. So I guess anyway, that's about it. And thank you. Thank you guys for all your support. And please, everyone, be safe. Yeah, I can't wait either. I thought you were cryptid. I'll check my emails in a few minutes, guys. But I've still, after I end this, I've got to record tomorrow's upload, so it'll be done. So my night is never ever over. All right. With that, my friends, stay safe, stay healthy. My fucking hat's all fucked up. Look at me, I'm an idiot. All right. Let's end this, shall we?